Well, good morning, everybody.
My coffee.
Your coffee
I
here.
can't reach.
Milady's coffee. And here's my coffee. We're having a little morning coffee conversation.
Coffee talk.
That's right, coffee talk. Talks amongst yourselves. But if you do, then you won't be paying attention to the video, so maybe you shouldn't until
And
maybe
my coffee cup is not very vintage. It's a La Crusade that I got at TJ Maxx.
Well, let's address that real quick. La Crusade goes back way.
It's French.
It's French, and
It's
they have been
fancy.
around since what, the 20s?
Yeah.
Somewhere
it's
around.
French and fancy.
It's French cast iron, enamel coated, baked enamel cast iron cookware.
This is not.
That is a porcelain cup, but it's
Yeah.
made by the same company, and
It's
the company's
pretty.
been around for a very long time, and it's classically styled. And this is just a random mug with lanterns on it from the Kirkmans, and it's a great. I like this mug, but it's not anywhere near vintage or historic. But it does have, of course, you know what I'm all about.
What are you all about? We forgot.
A lot of old things.
Oh. Wow.
But that stuff, yeah. Well,
Lanterns.
it's fun. It's fun. I've had people over and I light them and they're like, "Those are really cool." And I'm like, "See, I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy." But I will say this: all the lantern people I have met that are collectors of those are really, really nice people. So it's a good community, healthy, no drama yet. Anyways.
We are a little slow this morning because of stupid time change.
The time change, yes. This
I don't
morning
follow
was
time or
spring
days.
forward.
It sucks. Tomorrow's gonna be awful because tomorrow's Monday and we both have to work. It's gonna be. I have a hard time getting out of bed in the morning. Anyways, I want to get up when I want to get up, not when the clock tells me to get up. And this is gonna be even further annoying because it's Monday and I don't understand time change. I think it sucks. I hate it. I'm from Arizona. Arizona always stays the same time. And you think me living here since 2008, I would have already gotten used to it by now. But no, I haven't.
I can top that. I've lived here my whole life, and I'm still not used to it. I hate it. It's one of the worst things in the world. So just a real quick disclaimer, since our conversation has drifted to our things that we don't like. The the polite conversation might drift to 4-letter words.
Your kids shouldn't be watching these videos anyway.
Yeah, well, true.
Your kids shouldn't be watching YouTube to begin with. They should be playing outside.
And the rants will begin. So, the state actually voted against continuing daylight savings time or the fallback thereof. And I think we voted. It was it passed. It actually passed that we wouldn't be doing it anymore.
When does it take effect?
When does it take effect? Do we spring forward this year and then just stay
That's
that
it?
way? Is that how it's working?
Or does it go one more cycle and then one more cycle after that and then one more cycle for the rest of our lives until we die?
Kind of like potato chips. Just one more. Just one more chip.
Just one more.
That's it. That's it. I promise. I promise. Just one more chip.
I know it's
Well, they're so good. You can't have just one.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's
the people that make the rules are the ones that don't have to wake up at 8 o'clock in the morning or 7 o'clock in the morning and go to work.
Truer words never spoken. That is absolutely the truth. And the whole idea behind daylight savings time was for farmers to have extra daylight to make food during the war or extra hours during the war production. I'm not exactly sure the history in this state for daylight savings time. It does change state to state, but I believe it was because of World War II. Now, my question is, farmers get up before the sun comes up. So they're up before daylight at dawn and they're doing their thing and they wrap up their chores and all their farming work before 3 p.m. So then you have a whole nother another day of daylights left until like 8:45 when the sun sets. So who needs that? I mean, I like the sun setting around 6:30, 7 o'clock. That seems normal. Of course, when it starts setting around 5, that's a little short.
That's a
but
problem.
FYI, newsflash, the rotation on the axis of the Earth actually changes pitch during the summer months. So the daylight hours actually do extend naturally. So this whole
I wish I had a watch. I could time this conversation.
Well, there is a timer on the camera.
Oh, it's my invisible watch.
It's right there. Anyways, daylight saving time is
Sucks.
It's terrible. Yeah, I don't mind the extra hour, of course, but the changing time and adjusting to that sleep schedule, and then in the fall, then we go back an hour to Pacific Standard Time. But I just wish they would make up their mind and just stick with one thing, because we don't need to go back and forth. This is ridiculous.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous. No. Nobody likes it. We've talked to many people. Everybody agrees. It's terrible.
Hates it.
Everyone hates it. They hate it.
Stupid.
Okay. Well, in other news, our little Abigail.
We had to take her back to the vet.
Yeah.
Our money bags, Abigail here.
Gold brick Abigail.
It's cost us like $1,000 since January. Well, in January she's like, I don't like my food anymore. I don't want to eat. And so, because I cook for her, and I guess I kind of made it the way she didn't like it. She's like, I don't want to eat. And then, took her to the vet, and they're like, oh yeah, she's fine. Her blood work came back, blah, blah, blah. I made her food the right way. I want to get her blood work done anyways, because I do it every year. And then, since it's been so rainy and cold, she doesn't like the rain or the cold. On Friday, when our last video, she was acting her normal self, but then after that, it started raining again, and it rained last night, and it rained on Friday, and so she really doesn't like the rain. And so I took her back to the vet, because it seemed like she was like, we took her back to the vet, because it seemed like she would like flinch whenever it was at night and dark. She would like flinch, like she wouldn't know we were behind her, and she'd yip. And I think she was kind of scared or something. And so we took her to the vet, and she's going blind in one eye because she has a scratch cornea, so she has to have eye drops. So the scratch cornea came, before she came. It happened before she came to us. So and then we had to give her. She also has a neck injury because she ran after a cat over the summer, and I think she hurt herself a little bit. So the doctor gave her gabapentin, which makes her very tired. And so I gave it to her on Friday and Saturday, and she basically slept all day. So I'm not going to give it to her that much anymore. But she's doing a little bit better. She seems a little bit more alert.
Yeah, this morning, the sun is kind of playing cat and mouse with us. So the sun is kind of out, and then it's not. But when it's out, Abby's kind of like up and active, so that's a good sign. She's definitely into the sunshine. She does not like long periods of rain and cold and winter weather, which is, a lot of people do get affected by the lack of sunlight.
And the doctor said she might have beginning stages of doggy dementia, which is kind of weird because I thought she was like 6, but the doctor thinks that she's probably like around 7 or 8. So, and we'll have her for 3 years in September. I get nervous because we're going out of the country this late next month, and I just don't want something to happen. Our good friends Susie and Adam are watching her, and they're familiar with her, but she is not as she doesn't have as much moxie as she normally has. We'll just say that.
Yeah, she's definitely slowed down a little bit. She's not flying off the walls.
Which is a good thing, too, because, she was getting a little too crazy.
She was a little crazy.
Hurting herself and stuff like that. But
she would.
Now she seems a little slower.
A little more cautious.
Yeah. So but the doctor, we're waiting for her blood work to come back tomorrow or Tuesday. Yeah. So we got our blood work done again. But the doctor thinks she's like, other than that, pretty healthy. So
I think so.
I hope that everything goes okay with her because I love my dog a lot.
Well, we both love our dog a lot. She's a really special little, pup, and she's been a part of our videos, almost every single one.
Yeah. Well, we did find a new vet. We used to go to Elwood Animal Hospital in Glendora, and when we took her there in January, I didn't like the vet that we normally had. He left, and so there was this other vet. And any pet owners out there, the last word you want to say is, we have to make sure your dog doesn't have cancer. Okay, she's just not eating. She's not exhibiting any problems that would indicate that there was some sort of cancer. And granted, I'm not a veterinarian, but there is bedside manner. And I feel like, why don't you ask me, has anything changed in the home? Have you changed her food?
Yeah.
Don't jump to cancer. So I didn't like that.
Yeah, you don't want to trot out the old C word right from the get-go.
I don't like that.
No.
That freaked me out. It stressed me out. I don't like that. So I was like, and then the vet, of course, the blood work came out fine, and then the vet called me. She said, do you have any comments or concerns or anything about what's going on? I said, well, matter of fact, I do. I don't like that you said this. I don't like that you said that. blah blah blah. And she's like, well, thank you for being so honest and you know, transparent with my with your opinion about me, blah blah blah. I'm like, yeah, I don't like that. So she's like, well, I hope that you continue staying with us. I was like, yeah, no, I don't think so. I don't know. So my coworker told me to go to Animal Medical Hospital in Pasadena on Colorado Boulevard. And so I was like, okay, first visit's $35 and thereafter is like $60. That's kind of steep, but it's a lot closer than Glendora. And I was very impressed with Abigail's exam. And also on top of that, the vet has been there since 1927.
Yeah, it's a historic veterinary hospital in Pasadena, and I mean, the building's received a few updates since then, but
the back parking is like
they haven't updated the back parking lot. It would only fit like Model Ts and Model A's, and the driveway to the back parking lot is, you could, you know, barely get the Kia through there. And so I was like, wow, this is historic. That's cool. But yeah, the building's been updated, but the parking situation has not. So that was it was interesting, a little tough to navigate because the driveway's only one car wide. So you can't pass another car when you want to leave. You have to wait for someone to come through and then park and then you can leave. It's interesting. I mean, it's small problems, but it's you get an idea of what parking lots were like back in the pre-war era. But anyways, Abby, you know, she also made a new friend. There was another
Boston Terrier in the neighborhood named Angel. And the mom is just like me, a helicopter dog mom.
And she lives right here in town.
And the dog is really cute. It's like 2 years old.
Yeah, a very cute little Boston boy. So I don't know. We might have a play date with them at some point in time. So we might do a video about that.
That'd be fun.
Weave in some Boston Terrier tea party, you know, play date stuff.
We're hoping that the rain has stopped now.
Well, I hate to tell you, it's coming back on Monday and Tuesday. Well,
at least the weekends. Hopefully the weekends will be okay.
Well, tomorrow's Monday, so I think we'll have a little bit of rain-free afternoon, and then it comes back, and then this weekend should be clear.
Well, I would hope so, because I do want to go to Mountain View Mausoleum.
I know, we've been talking about that, haven't we?
Cemetery.
Please forgive us for not getting out and doing any adventures. It has been quite miserable. I'm sure those who watch the news see that it's been pretty miserable in the Golden
Sunshine State.
Well, that's Florida.
Oh,
Golden State.
Golden State.
We're in the Golden State, but we definitely have our share of sunshine. No doubt about that. But next weekend we should be able to get up to Mountain View and check it out. We've been wanting to get up to Crystal Lake and take a look at the snow, but they haven't even reopened yet.
Like 8 feet of snow.
Yes. It was at the highest, I think, about 11 or 12, and then it's melted down a bit.
Yeah.
But they finally got Caltrans up there, and they're plowing, but they're still not allowing anyone up there. The roads are still technically closed. And it's kind of crazy how much snow they got, and now our neighbor's vacuuming. So anyway, we'll probably be doing some adventures.
We're probably going to do it on Sunday, because Saturday we have to drive all the way to like Watts or Compton, because our good friend Ernie Vargas, he unfortunately we found out he passed away last Saturday. Well, he passed away in February.
Yes.
We finally found out about it yesterday. So they're going to have a funeral for him on Saturday.
Yes.
And then the following Sunday, not the day after, but the week later, which is our anniversary weekend, they're going to have a memorial luncheon type of thing in Pasadena.
Yes.
So we're going to be going to that on Sunday.
Yes.
But next Saturday, we're going to be doing that. And then the following week is our 10th wedding anniversary.
Can you believe that? 10 years?
And I think we're going to maybe do a little video of what we have plans to commemorate our 10th wedding anniversary.
We should. Absolutely.
And I know this sounds really silly, because usually we go to like some fancy vintage restaurant for our anniversary. Like last year we went to the Sycamore Inn, and that's an old place.
It was good too.
Yeah, prior to that we went to Yamashiro. And prior to that, it was 2020, and we didn't do anything. It was the saddest anniversary ever, because it was raining. And we got takeout. And, you know, I'm sorry. You say whatever you want about takeout. It's not the same when you bring it home.
No,
you have to eat
100%.
it there.
No,
otherwise,
it's true.
it's crap.
Yeah, it's very disappointing because even if it's around the corner, it still cools off as you're driving there.
Yeah.
Driving home, and then you take time to open it and put it on plates and stuff, and then it's just like, wow, that's kind of cold.
Yeah.
So
we have this like thing planned, so we'll keep you updated about that. And then we're thinking on Saturday night, driving all the way to Knott's Berry Farms and in Buena Park and going to the Mrs. Knott's Chicken Dinner restaurant from the 30s. And we might have a few of our pals coming with us. It's not a fancy restaurant because we're going to England next month, end of next month, and we're plenty of places to go in that area. Like, London, lots of old places. London's old. I don't know if you know, but London's
I'm sure they're
pretty
aware.
old. Like,
But they don't call it Merry Old England for no reason.
Old.
Yeah, it's definitely the old country.
We're gonna go to a restaurant called Rules, and it's been there since 1789.
And that's one of the younger ones. But
I would like to go to the medieval restaurant. Yes, a medieval restaurant with. And then, there is the medieval restaurant in LA, in like Buena Park.
Oh, that's
What is
that's
that called?
medieval times.
Medieval times!
That's not medieval. That's medieval times.
Vintage, Rob. That's vintage.
Yeah, 1970s.
No, 1470s.
Well, that's what they portray, but
Right.
yeah, they haven't been doing it that long.
Where
But
everyone's
anyways,
a knight and a nitress.
a lord and lady.
A lord
yes.
and lady.
Yeah.
Nitrous.
Yeah, you get
Nitrous. Oxide.
gnaw on a turkey leg while you watch two guys
That sounds
hit each other's
great.
sticks. Yeah.
Throwing chicken bones over your shoulder.
Yeah, only if you could. I don't think they allow that.
So
but,
yesterday was quite an eventful day because my friend Christy, I call her Glendora Christy because I know a lot of Christies.
She does know a few Christies.
And I call her Glendora Christy, but she doesn't live in Glendora anymore. She lives in Ontario. I'm sorry.
She moved further east.
She moved further east. Well, she lived in Glendora, and she was going to the thrift shop that I was going. We go to every week. So
Does she still go to that thrift shop?
she's like, hell no, I'm not going back to Glendora.
Ever? Not even from
Never
the thrift store?
again. Just to work for the city there. Anyways, she picked me up yesterday because we wanted to go have lunch, and she picked me up. She's like, well, I'm gonna go get Botox. My tri-monthly Botox injections. And I was like, okay, sure, I'll go with you, and then we'll go have lunch. That sounds like fun. So we drive all the way to West Hollywood, like up in the hills of Hollywood, like Sunset Boulevard type of area. And we go to the place, and I am deathly afraid of needles. Rob, am I scared of needles?
Yes.
What happens, Rob, when I have to get a shot or blood work?
Well, should I give the quick answer?
Yeah, the quick and long answer, both.
She cries.
I cry like a little.
She cries. She cries. She hates it, and she needs someone to hold her hand.
I know, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, well.
That's why I don't have any tattoos. Otherwise, I'd have them all over. From the neck down. Just kidding. Yeah, so the lady, the lady that did the Botox for Christy, she had a lot of Botox. Like, I mean, she looked good, but she's like, I've been starting Botox since I was 22 years old. I'm like, 22 years old? That's newly out of the womb. What do you need? What do you need Botox for?
That's a little soon, isn't it?
So Rob and I were watching. This is a side note, but this is an observation. So Rob and I watched the thing on Netflix about the Malaysian airline that went missing. And there was a lady whose husband was on that plane, and everything from here to here was frozen.
Yeah, the lady's husband was on the plane, but the wife was not.
But her, I mean, maybe her coping mechanism is to get Botox or something. I don't know. I mean, yeah, if my husband was on an airplane and the airplane went missing and nobody knows and it's this big mystery and it maybe involves the Bermuda Triangle and aliens and the Marianas Trench and stuff like that, then yeah, I would probably be needing some coping mechanisms too. But from here up, frozen, no movement at all, and the eyes kind of were slits. They're just kind of pulled back so bad that she probably has to have eye drops in her eyes all the time,
because she can't blink.
Just chronic dry eye syndrome. Anyways, so I was like, that's a lot of Botox. Like, that's a lot. So, fast forward to the room when Christy's in the chair and she looks like Elizabeth Taylor. I didn't get the memo that she was going to look like Elizabeth Taylor, and I was ready for the hoedown. So I'm wearing like a pair of jeans and a striped blouse. What the hell? Usually I'm pretty putting on the Ritz over here. So everyone was giving her attention, and I was like, "Oh, hi. Are you Dorothy or something from the farm, fresh from the farm?" "Yes, I am." Anyways, so she's like, the lady has no movement in her face. Not Christy, but the lady that's giving the Botox. She has no movement in the face. And then she's like telling Christy all the things that are wrong with her. And I'm offended for Christy. I'm like, damn girl, like she's really telling your face is messed up. And then she comes to me, she's like, would you like a consultation? It's free. I was like, sure. She's like, well, you have beautiful skin. I'm like, thank you. But little drookie here, little here. I was like, that's a backhanded compliment. Thank you, I have nice skin. Because you know why I have nice skin? It's because I get 8 hours of sleep every night. And I have no children. Virgins every night on a full moon. That's why I have good skin.
Well, some people just call it good lotion and skin regime, but...
Anyways, and sunscreen. So she's got this needle in her hand, poking my friend's face, and I'm watching the whole thing. And then she walks around, and I'm like standing there, and she's like spraying it, but like some of it comes on me. Like there's a couple droplets that like flew on me, and I'm like, that's a paralytic. Like it's paralytic. It's like a paralyzing agent. Botox is like botulism. It paralyzes you. And I actually said that to the lady. She's like, we don't like to use paralyzed. We like to use the word tightening.
They have their own language.
I'm like, paralyzed? Well, that's what it is. It's botulism. That's what it is. If you were to ingest that, you would die.
That's where the bow comes into play.
Yeah, bow. So Christy...
botulism.
So Christy, lost a couple drops, and they ended up on me, but not under my skin. It was on my skin, and I quickly shooed it off because I didn't want to end up leaving in a wheelchair. But... And then we drove all the way to Century City to go to Din Tai Fung, which is my favorite restaurant. Din Tai Fung is good.
I like it. It's good.
If you've ever been to Din Tai Fung, it's dumplings and it's fancy.
Oh, it's very fancy. It's
fancy, affordable. I mean, it's not really affordable.
It's expensive, but it is higher end. It's
really
good.
It's really good.
Tasty.
So we went all the way to Century City, and I've never been to this mall before. It's like the Westfield Mall in Century City. And we finally find Din Tai Fung. It's like a 2-hour wait. I was like, and then Christy's like, I can't.
2-hour wait? I like Din Tai Fung, but I'd be like,
Shake Shack. Let's go to Shake Shack. And I was like, she's like, well, the matron D was like, oh, well, I mean, you can sit in the bar. And I was like, okay, fine. So we're standing in line. And I'm just observing all these people wearing sweatpants outside. Sweatpants and yoga pants. They look like...
It's Hollywood, babe.
It's Hollywood, babe, but like you look like a slob. And I was like talking... me and Christy were just like talking the SHIT about like people and how slovenly they look. And this group of girls come by and stand next to us, and they're wearing sweatpants and freaking yoga pants and sweatshirts. And I'm just like, my mouth is just running. I'm running my mouth.
Yeah, she doesn't care.
I'm running my mouth. I'm like,
she didn't care who hears her.
You shouldn't leave I didn't say this to them, but I was telling Christy, I was like, they shouldn't leave their house. What makes them think they can leave their house dressed like that? Did you just leave the gym?
Probably.
Have some self-respect. That's gross. What are you doing? Did you go work out and decided that you were going to go have lunch afterwards? Typically, when you work out, you're sweaty. Maybe you need to go home and take a shower first and then go eat. I don't know. I don't work out. So,
most gyms do have a shower.
And I looked over and they were staring at me. And I was like, what? What? I'll take you both. I'll take all three of you.
She's from Tucson. She could take them.
Me and Christy don't care. And so, and then they sat across from us, and those bitches, they were like looking at me and Christy the whole time. I was like, yeah, don't be jealous. Don't be jealous that we're dressed nice. And also, we can eat whatever we want because we don't care.
As I said, 4-letter words are going to come out.
I don't care. Ugh. And
Yes.
so then after that, we went to Westfield, the Pierce Brothers Westwood Memorial Cemetery. That's like the size of a postage stamp, and it has all the old Hollywood stars like Natalie Wood and Marilyn Monroe and all that. They're buried there.
Yeah, Irv Griffin's there too, right?
Yep. And then we went to Star Day, and Christy bought some stuff at Star Day, or the vintage store that our friends Ben and Nicole have, and our friend Christian is the manager there, and he also alters all my clothes. So shout out to Star Day if you're in Los Angeles area, or you're going to visit Los Angeles area and Hollywood particularly.
Yeah, Los Feliz.
Go Los Feliz. Go visit that store. The prices
They're on
are
Hollywood Boulevard, just right near the intersection of Vermont and Highland. Yeah,
So
Vermont and Hollywood.
Yeah, and so whenever we have friends that come in from out of town, we always want to take them there because the prices are pretty good. I mean, they're really affordable and good quality stuff.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, they're good friends of ours.
And then we got home, and it was dark, and it was raining, and Abigail was out of her crate, and we fed her, and then Rob and I were watching on Discovery, the Subway Jared
Fogel fiasco.
I fell asleep.
You did.
But I plan on watching it tonight or this afternoon.
Well, there's a second episode. So.
Well, I gotta watch the first one.
Well, you gotta finish the first one.
Because I fell asleep.
When did you fall asleep? Do you remember?
I have no idea.
Well, we'll find out the spot where she dropped off. But anyways, so yeah, been kind of a weekend. Sounds like an adventure you had.
Yeah, an adventure.
I did not, but you.
Well,
did.
no, he went to go with our friend Bicycle Mike.
Oh, Bicycle Mike, yes.
His name is not Bicycle Mike. I call him Bicycle Mike.
Well, that's what we associate with him because he's
Bicycle
into
Mike. We also
antique
know
bikes.
a lot of Mikes, so Michaels. We know a lot of Michaels.
Yes.
So
yeah, he's the is he the president or founder of Foothill Flyers, which is a local vintage bicycle club. So he got us to go on bicycle rides with them and with their antique bikes. We have, of course, our old Schwinn and Elgin from the 30s, and so that's fun. But he did a little bicycle swap and sell down at Overtown Brewery. That's just down the street here in town, and it's a good brewery. I like the beer there. It's actually really good. They also have food items, and also they had a barbecue guy there that was doing some catering, which I didn't get to taste because they ran out. But I went down there for a little bit, hung out, kicked tires.
Gone.
I know. Who runs out of barbecue?
That
You should know you have
illegal.
enough.
There should be a law that there should be enough barbecue for everybody.
Yes. Anyways, they ran out, which it must have been that good if they ran out. So, but then I came home, checked on the dog, and then I went to my car club president's place, Eddie, and we hung out and had some coffee and just enjoyed the cloudy weather and just hung out. And then he made dinner, and it was wonderful. So I came home, and then we just chilled out on the couch with the TV. So yeah, there's going to be some more of that later today. I got laundry to do.
I baked a loaf of bread.
She did. She's been baking.
I'll let me go grab it. I'll be right back.
Yeah, she's been baking, and her first loaf of bread was actually quite good. I'm pretty impressed. So I got ourselves a little. Look at that. Look at that bread. I mean, come on. Is that not like grocery store worthy?
It's artesian.
It's very artesian. That's beautiful. That looks like you bought it at Vaughn's. I'm sure it's better. Oh, and it's warm. You're going to have to cut a slice of that and put some butter on there, because letting warm bread out of the oven go to waste is a crime. That is a crime.
And we're also I'm going to make cookies. I'm going to make chocolate chip butterscotch with coconut cookies.
Oh. So, she's been baking bread, making the best use of our new stove. And it's really nice to have an oven back. It really is. And she's been really taking advantage of that. And so it's quite amazing. And she made cinnamon rolls for breakfast today.
They weren't homemade.
Well, they were out of it. They were Pillsbury, I'm sure. But they went really nice with a cup of coffee first thing on this spring forward morning.
Hopefully now it'll be sunny. I know it's supposed to be rainy in the week, but hopefully going forward the rain will stop.
I think so. I think so. And fingers crossed for all the snow to melt at Crystal Lake, because I do want to have my camp out there. I've been trying to find another location for my annual birthday camp out, and it's not turning out to be very profitable. I have not found any place that I feel comfortable going, or that's really close and convenient. So come on, let's warm up. Never thought I'd hear myself say that, because I do like cool weather.
You know, it's really hard to want perfection all the time.
Yeah, we are kind of spoiled.
It's really hard. Is it really hard that I just want everything to be perfect all the time?
Well, it is unfair, but
I just want perfection. I'm not asking for much.
I don't think you're alone. I think a lot of people expect that.
I just want perfection all the time.
We've become very complacent, comfortable people. Our society is very
Don't
dependent.
get me started.
Now, we don't have time for another rant this week, but
I got
maybe
rants in my pants.
save it for the next video.
I have rants in my pants. Let's keep it continuity here. Let's keep it on what we like.
Yes.
Let's not deviate from the conversation.
Yes.
This is not a political commentary video.
No, we steer clear of that. Absolutely.
The politics I like are FDR and Calvin Coolidge politics. That's only politics I like.
Well, with that being said, we will wrap it up for this week. It's been a fun, long video with a lot of things covered. Hope you guys enjoyed this coffee talk, and we'll be coming back at you next week with hopefully
something fun.
Without any further ado, a drive to Mountain View Cemetery or Crystal Lake, whatever comes first. It'll probably be Mountain View for sure.
And I can give Rob a couple pictures of slice of me and Christy going to the cemetery.
Yeah. So stay tuned for some little slideshow of some photos to be mingled in before the ending credits. All right, thanks guys. Take it easy. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.